live.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you,
What's going
everybody, for
on?
joining. What is happening? My name's Em,
And I'm Kayla.
and welcome to the Witching Hour. This is not video games, but I play video games. I think that's fine. And this is a Trident Network production. The Trident Network is an amazing network. It is a three-pronged network. It's offering you podcasts, videos, and live shows. And it's coming up on its 3-year birthday.
Woo!
It's already a toddler. The Trident Network is 3
Oh,
and walking around. We got past our terrible 2s and
barely.
barely, and we're
Yeah.
still here.
Yes.
So keep a lookout. We'll have some cool birthday celebration stuff coming up with that. And I have it on pretty good authority that the creator of the Trident Network, Val, might be tuning in tonight.
Wow.
And
To this
so
tonight?
to this show, yeah,
Oh,
I know.
okay.
Maybe not. Maybe
Maybe
not.
not.
But
But if she is, or if she watches this recording, your absence is seen and missed. I miss you.
we miss you, Sky Mommy, and congratulations again on your new baby. And again, we have been assured by Val that she does not love the new baby more than
Yeah.
us.
Okay. I'm not gonna act like I'm not being jealous. I'm having like older sibling PTSD come back. So we'll see. I haven't met the competition yet, but we'll see how it goes.
And that is completely okay. We talk about our feelings a lot on this show. It's almost all that we talk about. We also talk about witchy things and tarot and astrology. However much we feel like it. Kayla has a cherub on her head today.
Oh, wait.
Oh, of course not.
Okay, of course now it's not gonna work. Wait, how
When
did I
I
do
named
it?
it, he disappeared.
Okay, well, y'all must be little sinners tonight, so it should be a fun night.
So anyway, let's get started. Kayla, before we venture forward, what do you say we do? Just a deep breath together. Just everybody
Yeah.
take a deep breath wherever you are in your home. It's always a good thing. So
All
everybody
right.
take a deep breath together. Just
In your nose. Ooh, and out your mouth. Feel the ground
and we'll take
underneath you, the air in your lungs, and take another deep breath in. And out on any sound that feels good to you. And with this breath, now
now we
we fly.
fly. The music is playing for the audience, even
Okay.
though we can't hear it.
This
And I
is
can even
looks like
see.
pizza.
I'm learning.
Yeah, here we are. Here we are.
And forgive me, Kayla, which ear is it again? I don't think I
Oh, my
actually.
left ear. I don't know if you can see. That's where
I
the.
can. Mm-hmm.
Wait, I'm trying to see if
That's
you
where
can
the
see my
trauma
ear up
is.
now. No, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Well,
Wow. Well,
welcome
welcome.
everyone.
We made it
We
into
made it.
space.
Here
And
we are.
we come here to think and read and talk.
So
Um,
we.
Smoke weed. Yeah, kind of like a treehouse. This is a good place. This is a good place for I don't know if I mentioned this. I due to like scheduling conflicts, I haven't had therapy in like over a month. And it's okay,
Yeah, but still not ideal.
but still not ideal, which is to say I just have like someone to talk about that I haven't talked to anyone about. Well, I have anyway. You're not my therapist. I do want to establish that
No,
boundary. I know that.
but
But you are
this
all
week.
actually collectively my therapist. If all of you are my therapist, then it's okay. If I put it on just you, no. But we have
Yeah,
the
exactly.
collective together.
It takes a village, and this is the time when the village is here to take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And how does that make you feel? Thank you so much, C2, for that is the kind of stuff that I'm
Yes.
here for.
Thank you. Thank
Um,
And it's Pisces season. So we're all up in our
oh my
feelings.
God.
We're talking about like, it's like no small talk. Everything is deep. You know what I mean?
Yes, I agree with that. And I think no small talk because nothing is small. Like if I'm
No,
talking
everything
about
is
the weather or
huge
something,
and
I'm just
big
being
and insane.
present.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Um, well, welcome to the Witching Hour. We're here to start a
Yes.
journey together. And you know how I like to begin a journey, Kayla, usually, me being a Taurus, is I like having something that grounds me. I like having
Oh,
something that makes me feel like the earth is on my side because I'm a little
ah,
dirty hippie baby.
huh. You mean something like a sacred herb?
I am talking about a sacred herb, but then herb of the day.
Yes. Oh,
Kayla, I'm going to hand this to you. Even though I'm the one smoking a joint right now, Kayla, you chose this today.
I
And
did.
I'm honestly surprised. I looked through all of our episodes and we have not yet
That's what
done
I
this as an
said.
herb
I
of the
honestly
day.
couldn't think of one, and I have been on like a I love weed situation. So today it's weed, marijuana, the devil's lettuce. We're finally talking about it. Third we love, and I
We're
smoked.
finally talking about it.
I know, right? That's why I put
Like
it
we
here.
had
It's like
never talked about weed on the show.
I know. It's like we're finally coming out as stoners. The
Yeah,
hardest
come
thing.
on, guys. It's like, what's her name? Jodie Foster coming out as gay. And we were like,
Yes,
yeah, we like,
exactly.
um,
Yeah, C two. Exactly,
it's
exactly.
exactly like that. So go ahead. You feel like you're having a renaissance with weed.
Yes. Well, I feel like anything, we have to like check ourselves, right? Like caffeine, alcohol, weed, whatever your life is. And I feel like I'm having like a new spiritual renaissance with weed about how it's like
Cool.
truly healing me like other herbs. Because I've also okay, look at me. I got an electric kettle for Christmas. And so I've been like an herb bitch. Like, you know what I mean? And so I have been just using it so differently and thinking about like ancestrally because I do come from cowboys. I will proudly say my ancestry is like the most recent is cowboy and how much they use that. Like cowboy and weed is like so synonymous, like historic wise.
Really?
Yeah. That's why I think
I didn't know that.
it's kind of like insane. Well, because they were out on ranches and out where weed was growing and they would use it to like not feel pain or like on cattle drives and stuff like that because your
Sure.
bones are achy as shit. Being a cowboy is
Yeah.
hard, you know?
I can definitely sympathize. I'm not a cowboy, but I do have a labor job and I can sympathize with like, I'm thankful that I don't crave like drinking as much. I do crave weed a
Yeah.
little bit at the end of the day. I think it's better because it's more soothing on like my joints. And
Yeah.
so I already was like a pretty heavy weed smoker, but now it kind of goes along with that. And I agree with like you're checking in on your relationship with a substance because I think it's not always a problem with a substance isn't always it's it's not the substance, it's what under it. And then
Yeah.
also any substance, I've been reading about this. It's like the our cultural what we imbue on a substance changes over the years, and it changes faster than we think. Like
Yeah.
less than 100 years ago, apple trees were like being outlawed because people were like using them to make like hard cider.
Yeah.
So there was like people chopping down apple trees, but at the same time, ladies were having like opium tinctures and stuff, and that was
Yeah.
fine. And now we're just like opium's bad, but we can have hard cider. But weed is bad, but now we and it's the whole thing of like anything can be almost everything can be like a poison or a medicine depending on the dose and
Exactly.
depending on your relationship with it.
Yeah.
So it's I'm
Well,
hesitant to
and
demonize any one subject or any
exactly.
one yeah.
And especially because nobody has OD'd on weed. And I will say, as somebody who has had so many friends pass away from like the opioid epidemic, it's like, hello, we all are having a bad time. Let us have one thing that won't kill us. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I
I
oh,
yeah.
I
It's
feel like
just like go ahead.
go ahead. Because I'm about to go on a rant a different way. So
Oh, just I think my relationship with weed changed during pandemic. I think a lot of people's did. A lot of people started smoking weed, and
yeah,
it was a nice way to because it can make you the good and bad thing about it is it can make you feel good, like it's like the king of infinite space kind of thing.
yeah,
Um so like when we were had to be inside, it made you pretty okay with just being inside. But sometimes if you use it too much, then it can make you too okay with just staying inside, you know?
yes. Well, that's what I think because this is might be terrible to say. Judge me. Judge me. But every time I go home, that's when I'm like, okay, this will be my tea break. Like essentially, which
Mm.
as I've gotten older, like when I was younger, it was hell and terrible. But as I've gotten older, it like has granted me a sense of clarity that I've needed when learning about yourself and your family. But something that about living in LA and the weed out here is that I am finally understanding what fucking terpenes are.
Oh,
Thank you.
for sure.
Yeah.
There are
THC is
11 of them,
legally.
I hear.
Yeah, okay. Don't I know like two. I know that there are more than two, but we're slow to learn. But what I think was interesting because I was noticing that if I was going to places and just asking for like indica, sativa, or like looking for a high THC level, I like the indicas were like all of a sudden making me so anxious, or like the sativas were making me feel like I was going to go jump off of a bridge. But once I started looking like at the terpenes of being like, there's one like psilophilion. I'm not saying it right. I know that I'm not, but it's the one that starts with a C. Like I would get one that has a higher percentage of that and a lower THC. And even if it was indica dominated, I could go and like work out after I smoked it. And it really just like was something that made my body finally feel relaxed and calm. Like it's like what I had been searching for my whole fucking life. It was really crazy. And it's like so much cheaper because it was like a lower THC percentage. Isn't that
That's
insane?
amazing.
Yeah, I
I
know.
mean, I mean, like for something that like everybody's doing now, everybody's smoking weed. We want to know exactly what we're putting in our bodies. So I'm
Exactly.
really glad that I don't feel like we're quite there yet here. There is like more detailed profile. I have a medical card too, so I do get some
Yeah.
like descriptions, but they really don't if I like look up a strain or like try to get information, like it's I would love that information to be more readily available
Yeah.
and just like the language of it more culturally available just to
Yeah.
yeah.
That is like,
That's awesome,
oh
dude.
my God. And when you come visit, I'm gonna take you to some of the
Yes.
coolest places out here because it is very like there's like weed bars that you can just like go hang out at, and there's always like weed farms out here giving away samples at them. It's
There's
like
weed bars in LA. I did go to Amsterdam and that
yes,
was really cool. And I got to go to the coffee shops there. And that was like the freshest weed because like I would like it just felt and looked. I was just like, oh, this like I think it's got like picked today.
yeah.
It's kind of nice.
Oh my gosh.
But I didn't know they had those in LA.
Yes, on Instagram, my new favorite like farm is Moon Made Farms. Follow them. It's beautiful. The way they talk about weed is beautiful. The way they grow it. It like I was just like, man, smoking this, I am connected to the earth. Like I was like, oh my God, I am a stoner. Like what is happening?
How do you feel like okay, I have all the California questions because I
Yes.
have not been to California. Do you feel so I feel like in Chicago, what's kind of what a lot of most of the weed business is owned by white people in
Yeah.
Chicago, even though they were just like, no, we're not going to do that, and then they did that, and so they're trying to change that. How do you feel like? Do
I
you feel like you
feel
have an idea of like how is that going in
I think
California?
that I think that it's still so new that it is predominantly probably mostly white men, but there's so much room to have local farms. And because people out here, it's like generational local farms, I do feel like there's more opportunity for it to be diverse. And it is more diverse than what I noticed in Chicago, but it's not perfect, is what I would say about that.
Okay,
Because people with money still have the people with money. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And it's like the Moon Made Farms, like you are paying a little bit more for that weed, but I'm like, no, I just love like the culture of it. You like have the opportunity to spend differently out here, is what I would say. Does that
cool.
make sense?
I think it will when I visit you.
Yeah. I literally cannot freaking wait. There's like this place called, I mean, a dispensary owned by white guys, but they stock it with different types of weed. But it's like called The Woods, and it's a dispensary out front, but then it's like a koi fish garden in the back, like smoking lounge.
LA sounds like a made up place.
It is. And like also, but it also doesn't make sense. Like the streets so confusing. It feels like a car city planned this city.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to show up and see what happens.
Yes, it's gonna be fun, but I do love it. I do love it. We're in a rainy part right now, but again,
You're being flooded right now. And
yes,
it's because we're saying it's the first day of Pisces season.
yes,
So the sky
and
is crying.
wash it away. In LA, literally, there is so much pollution that when it does rain, it does look like it's in HD. It's like so beautiful after it rains.
Wait, because there's so much trash?
Yeah, I think like just pollution in the air, so it kind of like cleans out
Oh,
the air.
pollution in the air.
Yeah,
Uh,
pollution in the air, pollution in my hair.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
I love that we have somebody representing us in LA. but we do have a very special guest joining us also in Chicago. So if I wanted to go over to their house, I could reasonably do that.
Mhm.
They are also a member of the Trident Network, so you can catch their show, The Spark. They're also a Twitch streamer. Guys, help us welcome our guest, C2.
Hello.
What is up?
Hello. We are here on the witching hour.
Yes, we are.
Thank you
Here.
so
We're
much for joining
finally
us.
here. Thank you.
I
Thank you for
know.
having
I
me.
We're
feel like
doing it.
not to be
We're
dramatic,
doing
I
it.
feel like this has been years in the making.
Yeah, I feel
It has
we've been, this is the crossover everyone's been begging for, I will say.
Yes.
Oh my God, wait,
Knocking
somebody
the
called
door
us
down.
weed witches? I'm
The weed witches
obsessed.
talked to
I'm
yesterday.
obsessed
That's
with
what
that.
I meant. Hello. And Minecraft is here too. And I saw Smokey was here too. Smokey McHaggis loves weed, if you can't tell by
Oh my
his
God.
screen
Listen,
name.
talk to me
Hey.
about weed all the time. I'm so obsessed with it.
We're
And
talking
All
about weed.
day.
smokable herbs to add to your joints to make your life.
Yeah, you can like smoke other herbs.
Yes.
Which like that's
Absolutely you
when I
can.
say it out loud like that, that's like, well, yeah, you can smoke whatever. You could put anything in a, but
You
like
can
there are other
smoke.
herbs that you can smoke for different
That
reasons.
makes you
You
feel
can,
something. You know what I mean?
or even just flavor. You can add things to a joint. You can add,
Yeah.
listen, marshmallow root for cooling easier on the throat. I will
Whoa.
say, oh, same with peppermint or spearmint. Also, you can put tea in a joint. You know that? I put Earl
Yes.
Grey in a joint.
I didn't know.
Amazing.
Oh my God,
Earl
what?
Grey? Okay,
Earl Grey?
Yeah.
that was a good one.
Always make sure,
Oh,
check to make sure there's no pesticides, check to
Yeah.
make sure, that kind of
Because
thing. Be
safety
careful.
is what? Sexy.
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 Well, our friend.
We're
C2,
here.
our buddy, what did you tell us what you brought today?
I brought, you'll love it. You'll love it. I brought the Queer Tarot.
Hell
Can
yes.
we see it? The Queer Tarot.
We got it.
There we go.
Yes, there you go.
The Queer Tarot. I got it for Christmas
Yes.
from my best friend Kelsey. She saw it and she
We
was
love
like, I thought
Kelsey.
you'd really like. We
Kelsey.
do love Kelsey.
Okay, you kind of answered this in our little green room space that we had before the show, but do you feel like this deck has like an attitude, a tone, anything sassy about it? Like give us a little overview
this
of its
deck.
personality.
So I haven't read from this deck literally at all. This is my first
Oh
interaction
my gosh,
with
it's
this
new.
deck.
What
It's
an
new.
honor.
It's
What
new.
an honor.
It was an occasion. An occasion to be on the witching hour to read.
An inaugural spread.
Yes.
I think it probably has a lot to say.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of the art is very cool on it. It's like retro, but also new, also current.
Yes. Okay.
It's very
Transcending
cool.
time. We already
Yeah,
have
transcending.
the vibe.
Yeah, yes, that is the vibe. And like you can see like it's like space. It's like space themed, and then they have that like beautiful rainbow.
Yes.
Got a little Pink Floyd thing going on.
Yes, got a little Pink Floyd thing going on. But I wanted to pull. What's the customary pull a card, pull a couple cards, see what it does?
Yeah, I think it's like your vibe, right? We like trust your intuition. You're the one feeling it. We're here to chat. We're here to have a good time. And people in the chat, let us know how you're feeling about the cards as well.
Yes. So
yeah, it's Pisces season, so
it's
intuition.
Pisces season, so let's pull.
Let it just flow through.
Some stuff to look forward to in Pisces season.
Yeah, I love that.
The beginning. The beginning. We're being flooded.
Kayla is.
I know.
I hope you're staying safe.
I love some water. You have to water your water signs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were discussing whether you'd rather it be a heavy water season or like the alternative is there was like fire season. Yeah. So let us know in the chat which one you would prefer.
Yeah, yeah.
Because eventually we will have to choose.
All. I know.
I'm staying in Chicago because we have Lake Michigan. We have the biggest source of water right now. One of the biggest. So I'm staying right here.
Yep. That's
yeah. I've thought about this.
Not to be dramatic, the most haunted water.
Come on. Yeah. We do be
having sunken ships in that thing.
And dead people.
And aliens and shit coming
people.
out of Lake Michigan.
Never forget Mothman.
Never forget Mothman.
Mothman's not Mine goes all over the place. That's not
That's
just
But
like
true.
has been spotted 3 times in Lake Michigan.
Recently,
in Lake
Mothman
Michigan.
has been
Well, like
recently
around,
Mothman
like
has
vibing out
been,
around. He
yes,
actually goes to
in our area.
that Friday morning dip.
Hmm. He's the
Hello,
polar
pigs.
plunge guy.
It's
Okay.
true. We can't handle water falling from the sky out here. We cannot. Or you
Right.
Sure
cannot.
can't.
All right, C2, how are you feeling with
All right, so we got the Emperor.
Okay.
We got, oh, they didn't list her name.
It's
This
okay.
one is,
We can intuit.
it says it's 9. Major Arcana 9.
Here, do you want to show the image and maybe we can figure
Yeah.
out what it is?
Isn't that nice? Oh,
Is that the Empress?
is it the Empress?
Maybe.
It says it's the Hermit.
Oh.
Is there a key
Or
in
no,
the deck?
these are the Pentacles. That's why it doesn't have the name on it.
I
Nine
was
of
gonna say I
Pentacles.
saw the little star figures. Is that the
Yeah.
9 of Pentacles?
It is the 9 of Pentacles.
That's a good card.
That is
That's
a
good. I love that
card.
one.
So we got the 9 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles, the Emperor, an Ace of Pentacles reversed.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So we got.
Okay, I'm obsessed with the pentacle energy. Very, I
Yeah.
know.
Yes.
Okay, question for
Very
y'all
cool.
as readers. Do y'all read pentacles as like material things, tangible things, money, or something else?
I usually
Like,
read it as money, but it's like earth stuff. Like it's like
Yeah.
tangible material 3D stuff is usually how I read
yeah,
it.
definitely same. I mean, like, I think a lot of descriptions focus on money and finance, and I think that's part of it. And I think more like, I also more broadly, it's like things I can touch and see and feel, like tangible things around me.
Yeah.
Because like it's kind of an antithesis to like Pisces is all like intuition and like mind and everything, and like that's why I think it's cool. Then it's like a Virgo full moon because like you do need that, but then you also do need to like be on Earth and participate in life, and that
Yeah.
requires some dose of practicality and realism.
Chop wood, carry
But then don't go overboard with that either.
Yeah. I like to read it as like behavior. You know what I mean? Because if we're like focusing tarot on like ourselves, right? Sometimes I'm like, oh, yeah, and what is tangible in the world that I can create? And it's like by my behavior. Like that's what I could bring into like the 3D, right? Kind of like what y'all are talking about. Sometimes
Yes.
that makes me like so inspired. I don't know. I just started reading them that way like a few months ago, and it really has made me think different. I don't know. I don't know if I'll keep reading
That's
that way, but
cool.
I'm just like, okay, interesting.
Because like think of the Queen of Pentacles. She's like usually she's like this like earth goddess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because it's like Pentacles is about like the work, right? The journey of the work. Put your head down.
Making
it.
it real, like bringing it into reality, grounding it into the real world so that
Yeah.
you touch and experience
I
it.
think it's the 8 of Pentacles, I think, that shows like the guy usually just like hard at work and it's like meaningful work. Anyway, I could talk about Pentacles for a while. I feel very connected to them.
Our little Taurus,
as
go off.
a little earth sign.
A little earth sign. We need the herbs.
Yeah. Anyway, and also the Emperor kind of gives me that same energy.
Yeah, that's the dad. That's the dad.
I do think that's
the
interesting
dad.
if we're talking about like what Pisces season is going to bring us, right? That we're kind of having this like dual, like masculine and feminine, right? Which you need both of them. Like we all encompass both of them. And then it's talking about like the journey, and Pisces is like the end of the zodiac, right? So we've like been through everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
What we were saying.
Yeah, it's like okay, and like Pisces is about how are we, like we learned something, so what are we doing with that wisdom that we have now? Like how are we bringing it into our daily life, right? Yeah,
Yes.
kind of.
Yeah, having it come to fruition, having it, because you can learn, there's the idea that like you get all this insight and it's so fun to get insight, but then it's like, okay, you get the insight so you can do stuff with it. You don't just get, it's not just getting insight,
Right.
getting downloads, getting that knowledge, like, and then you get it so that you can do stuff, so that you can actually be in the world. That's what getting the insight is for. Otherwise, you're just like a crazy person talking to yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll read what it says. Prosperity, luxury, comfort. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of abundance. It represents a bountiful time in your life and encourages you to spoil yourself a bit to celebrate your success. Em's doing it.
Yes.
Em's doing it. This is a time to sit back, relax, and look at what you've built for yourself and what you've been working toward. It's okay to take a break and bask in your achievement, but even if things are looking up, you have to remember not to blow all your money in one place. Even though you might have the means to revel a little doesn't mean you need to go all out. Being mindful and showing moderation are necessary parts of enjoying your prosperity when it comes to the Nine of Pentacles. We are also reminded to be grateful for the things we have right now. Things are good, so take time to appreciate on them. Appreciate them.
Yes. Look back on the journey.
Yes.
For context,
Savor.
they said Em's doing it because I let them know that I impulse bought a drum kit. But it was not entirely unpractical because number one, it was
you're taking drum lessons.
Number one, I'm taking drum lessons.
Yeah, so you need them. You need them.
I need them to practice. And number two, they are a used drum kit. They're used and on sale.
Yeah. You're taking the advice.
They will also be being used. So I think
they will be being used. And I am paying for it in 4 installments through PayPal.
Yes. Nice.
There you go.
We love a credit.
Love a credit.
We're 30. Financing our musical dreams. There you go. The Emperor, structure, power, action. The Emperor represents a figure who is in charge and unafraid of conflict as long as it leads to a solution. You have used your logic and wisdom to build structures, and others see you as stable and secure. This card encourages you to be direct with your feelings and needs rather than seeking a passive-aggressive approach. At times, the Emperor can serve as a reminder to pass on your leadership qualities to others and give them a chance too, so they can one day be as powerful and confident as you are. The appearance of the Emperor can also mean that although you may not feel powerful, you have gained the attention of someone that is, a boss, a mentor, etc. If you haven't been feeling so strong, the Emperor reminds you that this feeling won't last forever and that you will rise out of this dark period of your life. We're coming out.
Almost over.
We're coming out.
Storm's passing over.
We worked really hard. We got our packages. Our ships came in.
Yes.
We will rise out of the dark period. I like that. I like when it says that.
And I like the about like passing on the wisdom too.
Yes.
Hit me. Okay. I hear you.
And then we have Ace of Pentacles reverse. Prosperity, new beginnings, growth. Reverse. You may be lacking in forward thinking at this time and having difficulties coming up with plans of execution.
Sure.
Kind of, but also kind of, that makes me think of when you've been working really hard. If you've been working really hard on something, you've been really focusing on something, and then you get it, you did it, you got it, you landed it. And then it's like, okay, there is a period of like, okay, you got to let that land. You got to let all that stuff be there and come in and like reorganize yourself around those things. So then maybe you're not thinking forwardly because it's like, it's not time really to do that.
Yeah, I think I like reversals can be so many different, like the Ace of Pentacles is such like a new energy and like manifesting something in abundance and maybe a new adventure or a new project or something. And I think a reversal can mean either like a blockage there or maybe like it's like the same meaning but more internally. Like we were saying, pentacles are very tangible, but there can be like tangible internal change. And so yeah, I don't know. I feel like I like the idea of like a new beginning, but it's like internal. Like, you know, the thing where it's like,
oh, I like that too.
Yeah.
You know that thing where it's like to you've like gone through like this groundbreaking, like, oh my gosh, everything's different now. And like, but to everybody else on the outside, it's like absolutely nothing has changed.
Yes,
like, just another day.
I feel that.
And it just happens while you're on your couch and you're like, oh my God.
Yes.
Nobody else sees it. So, but it doesn't make it any less real. So I feel like a reversal could mean that, you know, the external versus internal tangible.
I like that. I do
And
like that a lot. I feel that.
To add on to that, it's also maybe even like with the reversal, like what is stopping you from letting it go beyond you? You know what I mean? So it's like the next step, because like an ace too is like the beginning of the journey. So it's almost like a momentum thing too. I'm like obsessed with this. This to me is also giving like kind of what you were saying, like full moon Virgo reading.
Totally. Yeah, I like the like half step, like it's like you get close to success and you start to get scared and you start to like self-sabotage or psych yourself out and
Ooh. Yes.
Ooh.
But then
Pisces
also, and then
season.
there's an element of like things happening without you needing to always be doing things. Like things are already like you're already like doing stuff even when you're not doing stuff. If you have been like, and that's like, that can be vague, especially for people who are like, the message for them needs to be like, actually get up. But like this very much reads like you've been working on some things. You've gotten you've gotten paid out, or you've gotten what you've been asking for finally, maybe after a long period of time. That doesn't mean you're going to blow it all in one go, but it also means like when something has come to completion, then there is a new beginning coming. There is something coming around the bend, even if you don't feel like it right away, or even if you don't see it in front of you. And then there's also that feeling of like the newness within that I really like. I like that internal.
I like this spread.
It's a good spread. This is a hopeful one. This is like a keep going. You got it.
You got it. You guys got to keep your head down. Keep doing the work.
Keep doing the work. Keep it, don't get too up in the clouds and don't get too just don't get too down to earth. You just keep that nice little flow going.
Well, I think
slow and steady, the flow.
Yeah, for work to be sustainable, we have to be a little delusional, but we still have to be doing the work, right?
Right. Like we have to schedules are schedules are just a made up thing that we put on time, but then we do need to stick to a schedule sometimes to do things and participate in a culture and society and get things done.
Yeah. Choosing that, being intentional. And that was what you're saying the theme was. Being intentional about how you're spending your time.
Yes.
You using a schedule intentionally. I think that's been a big thing for me too in my 30s now. It's not that, it's not that working is dumb, traditions are dumb. It's not that. It's that doing things on purpose is what these functions serve. Being on time is to do something on purpose with people that you actually care about, not doing a bunch of stuff that you don't like, doing only things that you don't like. That's why you can be very busy doing a bunch of things that you want to be doing, and then that nourish you, and that's great to be busy that way. But being busy with doing a bunch of stuff that is not for you at that point is it's running you out.
Yeah.
I agree with turning 30. We are all in our 30s, I will point out. And I agree with turning 30 and being so much more precious with my time and being before going to something, being do I want to go?
Yes.
Do I or if it's not want, do I want to sometimes with family things, it's I don't want to, I do value family and I do want to but I can be intentional and be I want to go for 2 hours and then go home.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
It's I agree. About protecting my energy. And I think also there's something to be said too about the queer journey and realizing in a different way that the systems and traditions that have been put into place before you don't work with you. So you have to try something new. You know what I mean?
Yes. And making space. And that this is a lot of queerness too, is making space for your own traditions and your definition of what family is, and your the things that ground you and keep you with other people and loving other people.
Yes, because that's what the emperor is kind of giving me that vibe too.
Yeah,
right? As we unfortunately don't have a ton of queer elders, right, because of the AIDS epidemic and things like that. So it's really precious that we're able to have community and pass things down as we are progressing in people's, it's kind of beautiful, a beautiful little time. Pisces season. Sorry, no small talk. We said
Pisces season.
We're no small talk at all. I get I've been called an elder and I'm like, no, but I am older than you. Like, it's like, but there are like,
Yeah, there's
a
people
lot of
younger
like
than
younger
you.
queer, there's people
Well,
younger than me. And like, and I love seeing that. And it's just like, sometimes it's fun. It's not fun. Sometimes it's like, there are just some like generational differences that cause some like tiffs online. But like in general, I love seeing young queer friend groups and they just get to like carve out their own space in life. And I think, it's about like living intentionally. Like you do have to live by some rules, but you get to like do them however you want.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I feel like words aren't coming to me, but like I feel like I have such a traditionally straight job, and I would work in a warehouse with all these boys and like machines, and like I love it, but I feel like such a gay boy. And I get to do that, and like we get to pick the music, and I blasted Troye Sivan, and like it was great. Like I get to do that however I want to do it.
Yeah.
And that's like my own internal world, and it goes into my external world too. And I don't know. I just love that. I love that's like we give ourselves permission. I feel like it took me so long to give myself permission to just like live the life that I want to.
Yeah. And feel that like,
and that gets to look however I want to. And I feel like then there's like a sense of shame if I know that like maybe my mom wouldn't have liked the thing that I did. I'm like, why do I care? Why is that dictating how I'm living my life? Getting free from that takes a while. Yeah.
And that's hard too, because like also like our parents are in our DNA and their trauma is our, you know what I mean? Like we all have said that, and it's like so rough, but also so beautiful that you get to be so many steps away from that. And that's you doing the work, right? That's you, that's 9 of Pentacles.
Hell yeah.
Hell
that's
yeah.
Gay.
Reaping what you sow in a gay way.
Yeah.
In a gay way.
In a gay way.
I'm obsessed with that.
This is the Emperor.
Damn.
And tarot is
cute, right?
General too. You know what I mean? I love it.
I love this. This is a great girl. This was the first spread from the deck.
And it was really good.
I love this deck.
Yes,
this is going to be a very informative deck. Thank you, deck. That's really good. That was really good first one.
Yeah.
Strong feelings about this deck. You're going to get a lot of good info.
I'm excited. Thank you for giving me an event. Giving me an event.
What an honor. What an honor for us. And for the deck. And for the deck to be with you. Honestly, it's a two-way street.
Be very happy together.
Do you want to so you have the Spark. Do you want to plug any specific shows or any streaming anything at all?
I do have a Twitch. I think the people who know me here, I'm gonna put it in there.
You all know that
from my Twitch.
You should drop it in the chat anyway.
My Twitch. And then and then I also, there's all my socials.
And Carly is a hell diver, so think about that.
Oh, I'm a hell diver. I spent all day playing hell diver. Here's two.
Yeah,
it's a really good game. It's a really good game.
Yes.
It's the robots and the bugs for democracy.
Yes. And Carly is so funny on Twitter too. So I think people should be following you on Twitter as well.
Yeah, follow me.
I think it's so fun.
Thank you, Kayla. I love you.
Yeah.
If you liked this, you will love C2 playing video games.
Yes, absolutely. I don't even play video games, and sometimes I'll just watch silently. You ever see that one person watching it?
It's like watching boys play video games, but like not in the toxic way where you're just saying it's just like the good fun version of that, where it's like older cousin playing video games and they let you hang out and watch the video games. And
Donkey Kong Country on your SNES with your cousins. That's what it's like.
Absolutely.
I think you need to be a witch to get on those servers. No, you just gotta wait. You can wait, Minecraft. You can they'll let you in. Trust me.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Patience, it's a virtue. Never forget.
Never forget.
Okay, well, follow Carly. Let her know that you love her so much. Thank you so much for being on the Witching Hour.
Thank you.
You guys are great.
We'll talk to you soon. We're in the same network. Bye.
Oh my God.
That was lovely.
What a perfect person.
What a perfect person. What a perfect spread. What a perfect deck. Also, just for everybody at home, these are fake. These are fake.
Oh, dumping
but they look really good.
So fast. Yeah, not for long. Getting them done soon.
I unfortunately love them.
No, it's not unfortunate. Tattoos are beautiful. I love them.
The unfortunate part is I don't have the money for tattoos, but I would get them.
Give Em money. If you're watching this and you have
You're
money,
watching this,
give it to Em.
Should I drop my Venmo?
Yeah, drop the Venmo. It could never hurt.
No. No, it's I couldn't. No. Anyway, moving forward past giving me money if you want to. That was a very I would say, Kayla, would you agree that was a very classic example of a tarot spread, classic three-card spread?
So classic, such a good example, but I think we have some room to spice it up. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of things, the spreads that you can do. You can do past, present, future. You can do situation, action, outcome. So we're going to do one of our favorite 3-card spreads, which is Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Yes.
And this is a group spread. So everybody in the chat, please participate. We are going to do a 3-card spread and everybody needs to pick who you would fuck, who you would marry, and who you would kill.
This is serious. And it is written in the book of life after this. Okay. So think about that.
You cannot take it back.
No. And I will say, okay, I tried to pick very like Pisces season-esque. I feel like it's a little like la 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 delulu a little bit to me.
Sure. A little bit. We were talking about Virgo's down to earth. You're floating up a little bit. Do you read? Okay. Does anybody, do you ever read Calvin and Hobbes growing up at all?
What is that?
I love you. It's a comic. Have you ever heard of that before?
Okay, that's why I asked it that way, because I definitely have heard those names together.
Definitely. Okay. So Calvin and Hobbes is a comic strip. I think it started in newspapers. It's like available like now in like big books of it.
Yeah, it's like Kathy.
Kind of, yeah. And it's like it's this kid, it's this little like mischievous kid.
Bald kid?
I think that's Dennis the Menace, maybe. This is like a kid with blonde hair and he's got like a red striped shirt and he has this tiger friend who it's like a stuffed tiger.
Okay, I'm seeing. I understand now. Yes.
But when they're alone together, he's like a real tiger and his name is Hobbes. And he's like this guy, he's just a tiger. He's there hanging out with him. But he's actually just a stuffed tiger. So there'll be strips with like his parents. And like you see Hobbes and he's just like a stuffed tiger. And it's made by Bill Watterson and amazing. Anyway, that all of that's to say there's this strip, there's this the Sunday strip. Did you ever read like comics in the newspaper at all growing up?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I did. But for some reason they like pissed me off. I don't know why I have such a strong reaction to comic strips from the newspaper. There's no reason for me to.
Some of them are real.
Something about the way that the newspaper feels on my fingers freaks me out.
I feel that. I can get that down on a sensory level.
Thank you.
You know how like on Sundays there'd be like a color comic strip, the big one. So one of the Calvin and Hobbes like big Sunday feature ones is like him, and he's like starting to float up into space, and it's like it shows him he's like hanging under the grass, and like and clumps of grass are coming up as he goes up. That's how I feel during Pisces season.
Yeah,
it's like it's a little like off the ground.
Taurus. Yeah.
But in a outside my comfort zone way, but like in a good way, because I do need that reminder. So
I wonder. Yes, this is crazy of me, because you're like feeling like you're going into the air. I wonder would Pisces season feel differently for you if you felt like you were like floating in an ocean versus going into the sky?
That would feel different. Yeah,
because Pisces is more about water, right?
Ooh.
So, when I was doing a lot of my spiritual work, and it had to do with a lot of drugs and stuff like that, I would always feel like my thing was I was always like thrown into the ocean and just like floating in like the darkest pits of the ocean. And that really changed me in a way that I was not expecting. So I don't know, maybe just try.
I love that.
Anyway, who are you, marry or kill?
So glad you asked because our first card is the moon. You know, or
Yeah.
your lover. Um,
The tarot
like
card.
not a bad word to say about the moon.
No,
Truly controls the
love.
tides. I love that it's always two dogs howling at the moon.
Yeah. You have friends. You're not alone. You can use their voices to like find the path,
You can howl together.
Mhm. And it's
I
just
love
about,
her. I feel like
oh, go ahead.
she'd be open. Like if
Yes.
I were to be in a marriage with her, I feel like I could not just have her, the moon.
Yes.
She would, I would be, and I would be, so I would to be okay with an open relationship with her.
Yes.
It's
I
just
feel
something to consider.
I feel like the moon is like giving muse. You know what I mean? Like she's my
Mm,
muse. That's what I'm doing. I'm loving.
okay.
I'm inspired. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Portrait of a lady.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
I feel
Exactly.
you.
Exactly. Exactly.
Um, Kayla, who's our second card today?
Okay. The second card is going to be another good one. Another la 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 queen, the high priestess.
Yeah.
Love.
She, um, I'm like a little more intimidated by her in a sexy way. So I feel like, I don't know. I don't know what
I'm
that makes
obsessed.
me.
I feel like we're having like deep conversations every night by the fire. She's rolling a
Yeah.
joint. She's pouring my wine. You know what I mean? Like
She
we're
knows
getting
exactly what she wants.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Hmm. You're making this really hard. You picked
I told you.
because we do have to kill somebody tonight.
I know. But that's kind of like so Pisces too, a little macabre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today is my friend Emma Younger's birthday. I don't think they're
Oh,
watching, but I think they would
happy birthday.
love the macabre, the death macabre
Yes.
here today.
Pisces are
Happy
like,
birthday to Emma, and this is your present is us suffering.
yes, yes, exactly. Exactly. Because Pisces understands death because it's the end of the zodiac. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the most wise. The
Yeah.
most, we're talking about life cycles. Like they're the oldest.
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
they understand death, and our third card is the
The
Hermit.
Hermit. Oh my God.
Little
Inner
guy.
wisdom.
Inner wisdom, knowing yourself.
Yeah.
This person,
Masturbation play is what I think with this.
masturbation play. Okay, you think like mutual play with this person?
Yeah. Yeah.
They like that.
I
Hey,
know. I know.
they
I know.
got they
But I
probably would
choose.
did really well during COVID then when everybody was like
Oh my
virtual.
God. Yeah, this is a sexter. This is a sexter.
Totally.
Yeah.
I feel like on a personal, like I'm a little bit introverted, and I feel like having
Yeah.
a partner who's also introverted will like it's not the worst thing, but like it that could mean I don't know, like things get stalled. Like I like dating someone who's a little more extroverted than me usually.
Yeah.
Just
I
something unpersonal for me.
yeah, I do love being alone though. Like even in relationships, I need alone time. So I feel like the hermit would like really understand that. Like it's a very like
Give you a lot of
it
space.
makes the heart grow fonder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay,
Minecraft
I
says
think
it's an
I
easy
know.
kill. I don't know.
Okay. We're ready to lose a life. Minecraft said no hesitation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what my other two answers are yet, though.
Okay,
Do
I know
you?
mine. I do. I do. I'm going
What are
to
yours?
fuck the moon, marry the high
Hmm.
priestess, and literally kill the hermit. So Minecraft, I do understand. I would also kill, but I didn't know that. At first, I thought I was gonna fuck, but now I'm on the same thing. Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah. See too. I get that too. I am the hermit a lot of the time.
the hermit. So okay, gonna nope. I was about to say something bad joke.
Well, but
I'm
I have to kill my doppelganger. You know what I mean? Like there can only be one. Yeah.
absolutely Highlander. I am
Yeah.
also gonna kill the hermit, but I'm gonna fuck the high priestess. We're gonna have a really
Ooh,
good time. And also, I don't think, the rules don't say that it's a one night stand. So I think we're just gonna be like fuck buddies who have like
absolutely.
beautiful nights together. And then I'm gonna marry the moon
Yes. Okay. Oh my God, I can't wait for the wedding. I will be there.
with the high priestess.
Yeah. Well, for
Cool.
your wedding.
For my wedding with the moon. Yeah.
Yeah.
The dogs are gonna walk down the aisle with
so
as the
cute.
ring bearers.
Get him a
Isn't that
get him a bow tie.
fucking adorable?
So fucking cute. You know what
Yeah.
this reminded me of? I started watching this new show on Peacock, I believe. It's absolutely insane. It's called Couple to Thruple. So just imagine what that's doing for the poly community. You know what I mean? But it's really great reality TV.
I love that. People are rediscovering polyamory again. There's like
Yeah.
there's like a wave every 6 months, or like there's like a lot of like articles in like the New York. It's just like, what is polyamory? My girlfriend's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's cute to see.
Exactly.
Education. Well,
if you feel like you
thanks
want
for playing. Do I feel like a what?
Oh, sorry. If you feel like you want to watch something, there's always that for you to watch.
I will add it to my content list. Absolutely.
Oh, yes, you're right. Thank you for playing.
Should we talk about the full moon?
Yes, let's talk about the full moon in Pisces season. I'm obsessed.
We were talking about it before. We're both feeling, I mean, you're literally like, there's water flooding around you.
Yeah.
That's how I feel internally. I just feel very raw. But let's talk about the moon. The moon, she's pretty much the only consistent thing in our lives right now.
Yes, right. So as the moon grows from the new moon to the full moon, we also go from new to full. So thinking about all the cycles that we have in life, and especially here, we just had I think last time we talked, right? It was the new moon in Aquarius. And now we're coming up on the full moon in Virgo on the 24th, while we're in our little Pisces season. So what have we accomplished? What have we been working on? What's been going on, you know?
Nothing from the audience? They didn't respond immediately. No, do you want to go first?
Yeah, you go ahead.
I feel like I've been thinking a lot about like the things we've already kind of been talking about when it comes to like intentionality, just envisioning how you want your life to look. Pisces season is hitting hard. I feel very like raw today. Like I was saying, like just like not necessarily sad, but like just like everything's getting in. And so I feel like Pisces does like I went to a very Pisces birthday party. My friend Emma, famously, who I mentioned, had like everybody bring like a poem to read, and we all sat in a circle and did that. And it was just like not something I would ever think to do for my own birthday, but I was very glad that they did. And it was so really beautiful, and it was like very intimate. So I feel like Pisces like just really fills our cups. Pisces season does, and Pisces people. And I feel like this season is very much like connecting with our intuition and getting into that cosmic flow, and kind of it's like it's been a long dark winter, so I've been researching psychedelic therapy, and I think one of the benefits of it is the whole like taking preconceived notions that like we have layered so hard on top of ourselves, and those are like kind of loosened and then become like bendy, and we can like bend them to different places, right? And I think that's like what Pisces season energy is like those fresh eggs. And then like we were saying, Virgo full moon, it's taking all of that, and then if you're just like sitting there all day thinking and doing nothing with that, then there's something lost there. And so there's benefit to taking the other side of that, bringing it down to earth, putting that into action, like using that wisdom to connect with your values, and using those values to be intentional with your actions. So we could talk about that on it, like now in a very powerful like I think like, what am I doing? I feel very helpless when it comes to Gaza, and I don't know what to do, and so I'm trying to just keep talking about it, or like and I just I don't know, trying to be intentional with that, and like keeping up with news, and that's just one particular way of doing that. But also just being intentional in my life. We were talking about being 30 and being precious with time, and there's the whole quote of like, how you spend your days is how you spend your life. And I think that what I'm coming out of this Pisces season, January was like really a weird, tough month, and I think with the darkness and a lot of other reasons, things that happen. I think I know that I'm sliding into dark when like I wake up in the morning and it's like, okay, I just need to get up and do this and go to work, and then I just need to do this and go to work and then come home and then I can eat and go to bed. Like I'm just like envisioning my whole day of coming back and going to bed, and that there's no accounting for being present there at all. And so
yeah,
I think coming out of that fog is just being here right now. Nothing is taken for granted, even if I'm going to work that I go to every day. Trying to be more fully present, which isn't that the most basic thing in the world that we just keep relearning, that
but
I'm
it's so
again
hard.
saying, and it, yeah, relearning it all the time. Yeah, that's what I'm
I
thinking
think
about, the
that's
balance between the two.
yeah, that's so fair, and I think that that's very Piscean and also like Aquarian of you, also, right, to be thinking about these things, because Aquarius is all about liberation and freedom, and how like the old traditions don't really work for us if we want to be moving forward. And then I think the interesting part about, I was talking to my therapist about this, about Pisces and stuff like that. It feels very like wisdom, right? Can come in all different types of forms. And I think some wisdom is like, we were talking about the wisdom in like the Buddhist theory of like non-attachment, right? Because like if we attach ourselves to every single thought that we have or every single problem, like we see what's going on in Gaza, but then it's like also like terrible things are happening in Congo that are like aren't getting covered. Also, you know what I mean? There's like so much that we have to constantly be on our toes, that we have to like focus back on ourselves almost. Does that make sense? That is like what you're talking about, like this balance of like caring about the community, but then to care about our community, we have to be caring about ourselves. And I feel like
Totally.
Pisces is that like understanding of there's a season for everything. And like the wisdom of like, oh, it doesn't matter like going up and over the mountain. When we figure that out, there's going to be another mountain that we're going to have to go up and over. So it's just more
Right.
about the journey and how we relate to the people around us and how we affect the things that we can affect, right? And it like feels like grassroots to me, like what you're talking about. Pisces is this like old wisdom, but it's like we're constantly just having to learn how to be present.
Yeah, I think it does make sense, like hearing that, like that it does make sense that Pisces season would be when we're like relearning the things we already know. Like it's perspective and it's repeating that same cycle, but like because we've done the cycle before, we're a little better at it this time.
Yeah, we can like level up. We understand. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Understand this feeling of helplessness and be like, that's why I have to do the little things, right? That's why I have to
yeah,
care and be the person in my friend group that is saying something, or being the person in my, you know what I mean? It's like the little things that add up to something big. It feels grassroots. Yeah. I don't know what
totally. Like
feels.
little things as in like I'm here right now. I get caught thinking so far ahead and in
Yeah.
really broad terms. And it's good to think big picture and talk and think about goals. But then if you're like missing the forest for the trees,
Yeah.
I'm so guilty of that.
Because
Do you
I
want to
don't
hear
think the
something?
thing I could pat you on the back is you are one of my friends that will always use captions on every like Instagram, TikTok, or anything you post. And that might feel so little, but it's like so meaningful just to me here. You know what I mean? Like it feels like such a human connection. And that's one thing that I don't take for granted of our friendship. You know what I mean? And I love you for that.
Oh, thank you. I love you. And you have hearing your work and writing has reminded me to do stuff like that. So thank
I'm kind of a
you.
bitch.
Um, but you got to be sometimes.
Yeah.
Can I share something with you that like I found particularly groundbreaking this Pisces season, which
Yes.
comes again, this is my third time mentioning my friend Emma Younger, a lovely person and poet who lives here in Chicago. Um, and it's their birthday today. And they said something to me recently. It was a very Pisces thing to say. You know what? No, actually, it's a very like balanced Pisces Virgo thing to say that reminded me of this like they seem very like an antithesis of each other. Like Pisces up in the air, Virgo is like, you know, taking the concept of time and putting a schedule on top of it. That's but it's like so it seems like they'd struggle together, or that you'd like that they wouldn't work together. What I'm we were taking that concept and applying it to poetry and talking about like free form thought. And Emma was saying how they really want to be a teacher because people don't like form because they find it very restricting. And they're like, but then if you're just sitting down and saying, I'm just going to write whatever, sometimes it's like, you don't know, sometimes you need a prompt, and that brings forward something from you, and it brings forward a spark. It can be like a catalyst. So Virgo, so what they said was, form isn't restricting, it's just a key. And it helps you unlock a door. That was for me, as someone who like struggles with like keeping a schedule and keeping form and keeping like any sort of restriction or any sort of like do something this way. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that, actually, is what every cell of my being wants. But to see like Virgo working with Pisces as like taking that spark and like making a like working with it instead of struggling together. Does that make sense? I feel like I stumbled through that, but
no, I completely get it, because it's like, that's why they're sister signs, right? Because the goal is the same, but the journey is different, right? And I think that that's like such an important part of like, because what you're saying, like these cycles of life, they're just like different versions of themselves. So it's like taking that and making it new, right? Just some, like
absolutely,
it's a different understanding of it. So it's like, oh yeah, like you have to have a necessary shakeup to get to the next level, right? You can't just keep doing the same thing and the same pattern over and over again. You have to look at it through a different perspective, right? That's why the full moon is always in the sister sign of the season that it's in, because we need a reminder that you can try something different and still get the same results.
Totally. Sounds like intentionality.
Yes, if you're intentional and the goal that you want is still there, it doesn't mean it's not going to be hard to get there, but the universe will co-create if you let it, you know?
Little things add up. God damn.
God damn.
I love talking to you.
I love talking to
you.
you. I know. I've had, honestly, I will share this too, because I want to honor them. I had one of my closest friends, like my oldest friends, passed away last week too. So I'm just like so thankful for my friends. And it is just such a Pisces season. And she was a Scorpio, so very water sign vibes as well. So I'm glad that we could be thinking about intentionality and how friendships matter and how our goals matter and communities matter, because that is, when it comes down to it, like it's birth and death, and we remember people and how they made us feel. So I love you. I love this community we built, and I love all of y'all in the chat. Thank you for being here with us and listening to us and honoring all parts of our lives that we have together.
Kayla, I'm so sorry for your loss, and I love you too, and I'm so happy that you're here with us.
Yes, me too. I'm so happy that life has turned out the way it has, you know?
Well, that was the most Pisces show I think that we've ever had.
Yes, it is.
And so I think it's time for us to close the circle.
Yes.
Anything I'm missing before we're gonna, I changed up our deities for this season.
Say, at this time, we'd like to thank the elements for their assistance this evening and give our respects to our chosen new deities for the season, Julian Baker and Kristen Stewart's dyke bodybuilder girlfriend, Katie O'Brien. Everyone go see Love Lies Bleeding. I haven't seen it yet. Have you seen it?
I haven't even seen it. I'm telling people to see it.
I'm already so horny for it. I will be watching. I love the Rolling Stones.
Her girlfriend is a bodybuilder, and there's Katie O'Brien.
And it looks like horror, and like horror can be hot. I don't know. I'm excited.
I'm excited. Everyone just go see it. Go see it with us. Give us money so that we can go see it.
Yeah, give us money. Oh my God, Sky Mommy popped in the last time. Don't worry, Sky Mommy. As you know, you can find the replay of this show about next week over on our YouTube channel.
Yes, which I'm going to export immediately after the show.
Yes, because this is Em's job, where they make $1 million.
Yeah, I make $1 million in friends. So in order to ground ourselves back in reality, everyone just stretch, get something to eat or drink, grab a blanket, baby exorcist pubes everywhere for vaccines. Thank you, Alice, for being here as well.
I'm kind of jealous that you still, Alice. I don't know if we're in competition or if we're friends yet. We'll see how it goes.
Keel's on the fence. I think I'm a big fan of Alice. I got to see her burping the other day. It was great. Kids are natural. Thank you everyone so much who joined. This is thank you. We love having y'all as audience members. This is your permission to laugh at us and yourself. take whatever parts of this show take whatever parts of this show hold meaning for you, and just leave the rest at the door. Throw it in the fire.
Yes.
We hope to see you next time here on Twitch on the Trident Network. But until then, thank you so much for joining.
Love you.
Grace.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Val. Bye, Alice.